In moments, the Duke of Sussex will be hurtling headfirst 60 miles an hour down a winding track of ice in the mountains of Canada.
Keep that foot down.
It's all part of his and Duchess Meghan's multi-day tour of the site of Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025. The couple giving GMA exclusive access. Harry's the founding patron of the Games, and for next year's first ever winter edition, competitors, many of them wounded veterans from up to 25 nations, will participate in about a dozen events, including Skeleton, that head-first luge. Harry's trying it and bringing me with him.
Make sure that you're nice and relaxed, and then all you have to do is like...
It's like a yoga instructor for the world's scariest yoga.
I just got a little bit nervous.
After a brief safety training, we meet competitors at the top.
We are going to be sliding from Maple Leaf Start. We are going to be doing one run from here, reaching up to 100 kilometers an hour. So Arno's first.
I don't want to speak too soon, but the first part is seeing.
No, it's not too fast at all.
Are you quite competitive?
Sometimes. Depends on what it is.
Yeah. Are you gonna? I feel my competitive juices flowing up. We will.
Good luck, mate.
Good luck.
Then it was Harry's turn.
Don't make international news, okay?
Since leaving the royal family nearly 4 years ago, the Duke and Duchess's every move has made headlines. And just last week, an unexpected diagnosis for Harry's father, King Charles.
How did you get the news that the king was ill?
I spoke to him.
And what did you do next?
I jumped on a plane and went to go and see him as soon as I could.
How was that visit for you emotionally?
Look, I love my family. The fact that I was able to get on a plane and go and see him and spend any time with him, I'm grateful for that.
What's sort of your outlook on his health?
That stays between me and him.
An illness in the family can have a galvanizing or sort of reunifying effect for a family.
Absolutely.
Is that possible in this case?
Yeah, I'm sure. Throughout all these families, I see it on a day-to-day basis. The strength of the family unit coming together.
Just physically being in California, how have you processed the fact that there's so much happening back with your family where you come from?
I have my own family,
right?
So as we all do,
yeah.
Right? So, my family and my life in California is as it is. I've got other trips planned that would take me through the UK or back to the UK. I'll stop in and see my family as much as I can.
That's my next question about your family. How's Harry the dad?
How's what?
How's Harry the dad?
I can't tell you. That's classified.
Okay, it's top secret.
It's top secret.
Really?
No, the kids.
Making lunches.
The kids are doing great. The kids are growing up like all kids do, very, very fast. They both got an incredible sense of humour and make us laugh and keep us grounded every single day, like most kids do. So, I'm just very grateful to be a dad.
How are you enjoying your time living in the U.S.?
It's amazing. I love every single day.
Do you feel American?
Do I feel American? No, I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
Would you think about becoming a citizen?
I have considered it. Yeah.
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 What would stop you from doing it?
I have no idea. I'm here standing next to this with these guys. And the American citizenship is is a thought that has crossed my mind, but certainly not something that's a high priority for me right now.
Aside from Invictus, what's keeping you busy when you're out of the house?
Everything.
Yeah?
Everything in the house, everything outside the house. The mission continues, and every element of the work continues. And then before you know it, February next year, this time in a year's time, we're going to be right here doing all this again. Hopefully you'll be here. And we're going to have the whole of Whistler and hopefully the whole of Canada screaming these guys on for an epic games.
Back on the skeleton track, Harry making it safely to the bottom, hitting a top speed of 99 kilometers or 61 miles per hour.
Oh, man.
That was awesome. Good.
Well done.
Then my turn.
You had 99, I had 98. It's my top speed. It seems to matter so much to you. Where do you get the desire to be so involved in helping other people?
I've always had a life of service, and then I get my fix being part of with these guys. There's no version of me coming here, watching them and not getting involved myself.
Watching Harry here, that certainly rings true. His whole time on the mountain, he was engaging in all the activities and talking to the competitors, really immersing himself in all this. And coming up in our second hour, we have an all-access exclusive look at Harry's preparations for next year's Invictus Games and what it means to him personally and to his legacy, guys.
What a fascinating conversation, Will. And Rebecca took note of that number.
98 kilometers per hour you were going, Will?
Yeah, I couldn't beat him, unfortunately. We had to bet that we'd break 100.
I'm just impressed you did it in the first place.
Welcome back, Royal Sussex Squad. If you're here, you already know what time it is. The haters are at it again, trying to stir up yet another manufactured scandal around Prince Harry. But guess what? We see right through them. Today, we're diving into the latest desperate attempt to smear Harry over his U.S. immigration records. Yes, folks, the obsession with tearing this man down has reached new heights. They just can't stand that he is thriving, happy, and living his best life with Meghan in California. And you know what? That's exactly why we're here, to shut down the nonsense, expose the hypocrisy, and remind everyone why we continue to stand with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So what's the fuss about? Well, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security just released redacted versions of Prince Harry's immigration documents after pressure from the far-right Heritage Foundation. This group has been on a crusade, desperate to prove that Harry should never have been allowed to move to the U.S., all because, wait for it, he admitted to past drug use in his book. Yes, you heard that right. A man bravely opening up about his past struggles is now being punished for his honesty. Meanwhile, we have politicians, billionaires, and public figures with far worse histories walking around unchallenged. The double standards are outrageous. Let's be real. If this were about upholding immigration laws, then there are far bigger fish to fry. This is about revenge. The establishment and their little media puppets cannot stand that Harry escaped their clutches and is thriving in California with Meghan. They wanted him broken, dependent, and begging for scraps from the royal table. Instead, he's living his best life, raising his children in a loving, safe environment, and continuing his global humanitarian work. And that is what truly eats them up inside. And let's not ignore the shameless hypocrisy. U.S. immigration law protects personal records. Government officials have stated repeatedly that visa applications are private matters. But suddenly, when it's Prince Harry, all those rules and protections go out the window? It's disgusting. The fact that this request was even entertained proves how deep the vendetta against him runs. Oh, and then we have Donald Trump trying to insert himself into this nonsense. Trump, who has his own legal battles to worry about, had the nerve to say he wouldn't protect Harry if it were up to him. First of all, protect him from what? Harry doesn't need Trump's protection or approval. The man served in the British Army, put his life on the line twice in Afghanistan, and has done more for veterans and mental health awareness than Trump could ever dream of. Trump dodged the draft 5 times, but he's out here talking tough. The hypocrisy is laughable. And let's get something else straight. This is not going to work. They've tried everything. They've attacked Meghan, lied about their finances, questioned their security, spread false rumors about their marriage, and now they're digging through his visa paperwork hoping to find something, anything, to weaponize against him. But guess what? Harry isn't going anywhere. He has made it crystal clear. He loves his life in America, he's thriving, and he's not about to let a bunch of bitter, washed-up haters dictate his future. And let's talk about what really matters. While these clowns are wasting time obsessing over Harry's visa, what's he doing? He's uplifting veterans through the Invictus Games, advocating for mental health, supporting charities, and actually making a difference in people's lives. Meanwhile, the haters, they're sitting behind keyboards, seething with jealousy, writing hit pieces, and proving exactly why Harry was right to leave in the first place. Whether Harry becomes a U.S. citizen or not is his decision, and whatever he chooses, America should be honored to have him. If he ever did decide to become a citizen, you better believe he would be welcomed with open arms. He's done more good for this country already than most of the so-called patriots attacking him. So to the haters, keep wasting your energy, keep embarrassing yourselves, because while you're busy digging through redacted paperwork, Prince Harry and Meghan are out here living. They're raising their beautiful family, working on meaningful projects, and continuing to make an impact. And that's what truly drives these bitter critics mad. Prince Harry's U.S. immigration files unsealed after legal challenge amid memoir's drug use disclosure. The Duke of Sussex's immigration records are under a hot spotlight. Judge Carl Nichols ordered the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to release the redacted versions of the documents in March 15th court filings, according to ITV. This came after Judge Nichols said in September that there was no public interest in the disclosure of the files, a decision the Heritage Foundation pressed to change. The FOI request was made in May 2023 by the Heritage Foundation, which questioned how Prince Harry, 40, was able to immigrate to the U.S. in 2020 in light of revelations in his 2023 memoir Spare about his admitted use of illegal drugs. The policy manual of the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services states, applicants who are found to be drug abusers or addicts are inadmissible. However, applicants who are classified as drug abusers or addicts can apply again for an immigration benefit if his or her drug abuse or addiction is in remission. The set of exhibits released on Tuesday, March 18th, were heavily redacted. They did not include Prince Harry's visa application itself. People has reached out to a representative for the Duke of Sussex for comment. In his memoir, Prince Harry wrote about trying cocaine at age 17, smoking marijuana and taking psychedelic mushrooms. The Duke of Sussex and his wife, Meghan Markle, moved to her home state of California in 2020, after stepping back from their royal roles in the UK, and have resided there since with their children Prince Archie, 5, and Princess Lilibet, 3. While the Duchess of Sussex, 43, is a U.S. citizen, the BBC previously reported that it is unclear what type of visa Prince Harry is in the U.S. on. According to Time, the DHS denied the FOI request in June 2023 and asked for the case to be dismissed, arguing that immigration records are traditionally exempt from FOIA. The Telegraph reported in February 2024 that lawyers for the Biden administration also pushed back against the request, arguing that visa applications are private personal information. The outlet reported that John Bardo told the court, saying something in a book doesn't necessarily make it true. In February 2024, President Donald Trump told the Daily Express that he wouldn't protect Prince Harry regarding scrutiny around the confidential shroud around his immigration status. I wouldn't protect him. He would be on his own if it was down to me, Trump added. In an interview that aired on Good Morning America last year, Prince Harry said he's considered becoming a U.S. citizen. The Duke of Sussex spoke with GMA's Will Reeve during the Invictus Games 1 year to go celebration in Canada in February 2024. Reeve asked how he was enjoying life in the U.S., and Harry replied, "It's amazing. I love every single day." Reeve asked Prince Harry if he felt American, to which he laughed and said, "Do I feel American? No, I don't know how I feel." The Duke of Sussex said he had considered becoming a U.S. citizen, but it wasn't a high priority. "I'm here standing next to this with these guys, and the American citizenship is a thought that has crossed my mind, but certainly not something that is a high priority for me right now," Harry said, emphasizing his focus on the Invictus Games countdown event. Then, if the Duke of Sussex were to become a U.S. citizen, he may have to give up his royal titles, the U.S. Citizen and Immigration Services states. Any applicant who has any titles of heredity or positions of nobility in any foreign state must renounce the title or the position. The applicant must expressly renounce the title in a public ceremony, and USCIS must record the renunciation as part of the proceedings, the agency's policy manual guides. Failure to renounce the title of position shows a lack of attachment to the Constitution. When taking the oath of allegiance, those with titles must state, "I further renounce the title of, give title or titles which I have heretofore held," or "I further renounce the order of nobility, give the order of nobility, to which I have heretofore belonged." And to all my Royal Sussex Squad supporters, thank you for being here. This platform exists because of you, and we're going to keep calling out the lies, exposing the hypocrisy, and lifting up Harry and Meghan no matter what. If you love what we do and want to keep this movement going, hit that like button, subscribe, and show some love with a super thanks. Every bit of support helps us push back against the smear campaigns and stand strong with the Sussexes. Until next time, stay bold, stay fearless, and keep calling out the nonsense.